Hello my dears, welcome back to my corner of the internet. Today I've got a spooky Halloween tag video for you guys. I've seen this going all around, but two of my friends here on YouTube, specifically Kathy and Maya, posted it, and I just really wanted to do it. There are variations of the questions, of course, but these are the ones I grabbed from Maya's video. So Bernard was pretty excited to hear we were doing this tag, but I did ask him to keep his enthusiasm to a minimum because his overzealous nature sometimes makes people uncomfortable. So he's just going to be hanging out back there. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the questions. The first one is favorite horror or Halloween theme song. Now I gotta go with the Monster Mash for this. There's something a little cheesy about it, but there's just something so Halloween about it. It's like the epitome of a Halloween song, in my mind anyway. Name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or an abandoned building. If I'm being honest here, the only thing I want to run into in either of those places is an exit sign. However, for the purposes of this video and keeping with what's going on in the world right now, I certainly would not want to run into a clown in either of those. Have you ever played with a Ouija board? No, I have not. It's just, to me, it's just something, you're just asking for trouble. Would something happen? Probably not. Am I going to risk it? Not a chance in hell. I can even remember when I was a kid, going to sleepovers. Like, I was part of a youth group and they'd have sleepovers at the community center, and some kid would always bring their friggin' Ouija board, and even back then I knew we're not playing with that. So I'd let the other kids go at it and I would take my leave. Favorite horror monster or villain? There's something really creepy about Hannibal Lecter from the, of course, Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal and that franchise. So I'm going to go with him because there's something just so intriguing about Hannibal Lecter. The creepiest thing that's happened while you were alone. Well, I was alone. A few months ago I was here overnight. Alone, which doesn't happen often because of course I've got a husband and a daughter, so there's usually always somebody in the house, but this one particular night I was here alone and I was sitting in the living room, and right above the living room is the hallway and my daughter's bedroom, and I could hear what it sounds like when she's home walking through her room out into the hallway, and I was sitting here and I could hear that, and it took me a second to remember she's not up there. So I didn't like that one bit. If you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you do it? Maybe. I might. I wouldn't do it alone, but I might do it, depending on the history of the house. I would definitely consider it. So, maybe. Let's see. Are you superstitious? I can't be, for sure. There's just some things that, you know, and again, same with the Ouija board, like, will bad things happen? Maybe not. But why risk it? Also, can you see my headband here? I can't really fit it into frame, because whenever I sit up straight it disappears, but it's a little ghost on my headband. Okay. Do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? No. Do you prefer gore or thrillers? I mean, I guess I'll say thrillers. My favorite stories, I know I've mentioned before, are haunted house stories, ghost stories. So most of those are, you know, it's left to your imagination. There's not a lot of blood and guts. I don't like that. I like the spookiness of, I like The Conjuring. That was perfect. Do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? I absolutely do. Ever made a potion of any sort? Not a potion, no. Do you get scared easily? I do. I get really freaked out easily from books and movies, and yet I still watch them and read them. I guess we just like the feeling, that sort of adrenaline rush feeling. Have you ever played Bloody Mary? I have. again back during those sleepovers when I was in the youth group as a kid at the community center. Also a bad idea, but I didn't realize that at the time. Do you believe in demons slash the devil? Yes. You're home alone, but you hear footsteps in your house. What do you do? What did I do? I didn't do much. I just kind of sat there and hoped I did not hear them again, which I didn't. If you got trapped in one scary movie, which would you choose? God, I don't know. Maybe something not too intense like Scream or something. If you could wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would you be? Maybe something really epic like Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. Would you ever go to a graveyard at night? I have. Yes. Back in Newfoundland, we lived at a house. Well, we didn't live there. It was my great-grandparents' house, and then it just kind of was in the family for a while. And there was a graveyard next to it, and I can remember being with cousins and stuff and just going over there in the night. Not for any purpose, just to kind of see if we could do it. In a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? Tears? Hiding? I don't know. A gun, I guess, because you can be further away, but then of course that draws them, but I guess a knife then. I don't know. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or go trick-or-treating? I guess it depends on what kind of Halloween party, but I'll go with Halloween party. You're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? I would hope not the first to die, but maybe. Not the skeptic, because I'd be like, oh my god, it's coming. Maybe the first to die. I'd be the one running up the stairs when you're screaming at the TV. Go out the door! Do you have to watch something happy after watching a horror movie so you can go to sleep? Not watch, but I do have to read something happy. So like I'll run to bed and then, so say if it's a movie or if I'm reading a scary book, I have to put that down and just read something else to get my mind back to not scary stuff. Whilst watching scary movies, are you the person who yells at the characters, the person with their eyes covered the whole time, or the person who falls asleep? Definitely not the person who falls asleep. Not my eyes covered the whole time, but there are definitely times throughout a scary movie when my eyes get covered. Are you the one who gets scared or the one who does scaring the one who's scared? Favorite scary book? Well, I had a video on Friday or last Wednesday about just this very thing. But if I have to pick my favorite one right now, number one favorite, this is so difficult, but I'm gonna go with The Shining by Stephen King. How old were you when you saw your first horror movie? I was, I think, about 7 or 8 years old, and it was The Poltergeist. I was having a sleepover at my friend's house, and her mom took us to the video store to rent a video, and we were trying to decide between The Poltergeist and Guys and Dolls. And we were going back and forth, we couldn't decide, and then we decided we were going to be super brave and have lots of fun and watch The Poltergeist. And we got about 45 minutes into it. That was it. Then I remember she had 2 single beds in her room. So I'm laying in one and she's laying in one. And she had this huge, disturbing doll that sat in a rocking chair in the corner of her room. And I was traumatized by it all night long. It looked so scary in the shadows. What are you going to be for Halloween this year? I don't think I'm going to be anything in particular, although I must say I kind of bought a few bits, like a headband with a feather and some pearls and one of those cigarette holders that I could wear with a black dress to be a flapper. So I'm not sure if we're actually going to be going out and doing anything this year or not, but if we are, that's what I'm going to be dressing up as. If you could have a spooky Halloween pet, black cat, owl, bat, rat, wolf, what would you pick? I would definitely pick a wolf. It's closest to a dog, and they're just so, so beautiful. So there you have it. That's the Halloween tag for this year. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to do it, I hope you do. I tag all of you, anyone who wants to do it. I'll put the questions down in the description box below so you can grab them and use them. Yeah, and that's it. I'm going to have videos every day this week. Tomorrow I'm going to have a Beauty Empties video, and then on Wednesday we're going to have Book Talk video. On Thursday we're going to have top 10 favorite scary movies video, and then on Friday, well, you'll just have to wait and see. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and I hope your week's off to a good start. Bye, guys.